Sindayigaya Jean-Pierre, a resident of Gasabo district, says he worked for one of Rwanda's private construction companies. He worked 2 years with an assumption that his pension was being paid because his salary was being deducted for pensioners scheme. Later in 2016, he had an accident that forced him into early retirement. But to his shock, he found that he didn't have a retirement package, despite his years of service and contribution. I had an accident without insurance and I was using my Well, but it became a challenge when I had to have brain surgery. When I told them, that's when they started to process for me RSSB papers, and they stopped all the support they were giving me. I went to the authorities and I found they had registered me at a later time, and even my pension wasn't saved. I went to the intermediate court and I won, but they still didn't give me what the court ordered them to, and they appealed to the High Court and I still won, and they were ordered to pay me 7,637,600 Rwanda francs. The case of Sindayigaya Jean-Pierre is no different from some people who have worked in the private sector. They say their employees would deduct pensioners' contribution, and later when they went to RSSB to inquire how much they had, they only found that there was no money recorded against their name. I was paid 400,000 per month, and they would deduct employee pension contribution. But when I went to RSSB, I didn't find any money. Nachimana Francois, the executive secretary of one of the trade unions, says they continue to receive a number of complaints from workers who have not received their pension benefits. The number of complaints we have received this year are more than 150. We've written to the RSSB expressing these for them to follow them up, and at district level they are busy, which makes it hard for them to follow up these issues, and this becomes a hindrance to the pension law and the general labor law. Employers that have been accused of failing to pay employee pension contribution and have refused to appear on camera, citing that RSSB has the answers. The Parliament has pointed out that RSSB should be empowered to hold accountable employers who do not pay employee pension contributions. For those in the private sector, employers deduct pension contribution, but instead of depositing it, they channel it and invest it in other things, and this money doesn't get to its destination. When someone dies, it becomes a challenge when there's no pension benefits. When an employer deducts money from employees and they don't deposit it with RSSB, this is a mistake they are making, and that's why we're saying RSSB should make them pay by force. According to RSSB, only 8% of Rwanda's workforce pay their pension contributions. However, the government put in place Ejo Heza to attract a big pool of savings and allow every citizen to access pension benefits, even for people working in the informal sector.